Do you hear me? This is going to be a long live. I hope not. My dog is waiting. Do I have something in my teeth? No. My dog is waiting for me as well. He wants to play. How are you? Do you hear me okay? Aloha. I will try to be as concise as possible. It's Friday, so I'm well, at least Friday here in the US in California. So I'm assuming that a lot of you would actually want to go out, have dinner with friends, paint the town red. Do you guys hear me? Just want to make sure that you can actually hear me before I actually start. Okay, perfect. Hi, Sandra. Hi, everybody. It's Saturday morning in Australia. Okay, it is 5:31 here in California. All right, so I actually kind of want to make it as concise as possible so that we can converse more. The last live, I spent more talking than I did interacting with you guys. So let's start. I'm gonna share my screen, and I hope that you guys will be able to see it. All right, 1 second. Hello from New England. Hello. So give it some time because I know that there's going to be like a blank black screen before you actually start seeing what I'm trying to show you. Oh, hi. All my Patreon subscribers are here. Hello. I'm actually wearing a shirt that I bought from Z Millennial. I was going to call it Magnate, but it's Z Millennial. It's the quality is really good. There's the number 13. So if you ever go there, and then that was my third time there. This first time I actually bought this. It's a really nice coffee cup there because I'm a coffee person. So yeah, it really and the quality is good. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see what I'm trying to show you? Hi from Laguna. That's where I live. I mean, that's where I was living when I was in the Philippines. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the possible reasons why Min Hee Jin is calling for a shareholders meeting when she knows that HYBE is actually the majority shareholder. Why would HYBE want to reinstate her? It seems like a lost cause. Then we're going to be talking about the legal consequences of Nugent's YouTube live and the consequences of HYBE going to court to actually certify the firing of Min Hee Jin and the ending of the the shareholders agreement. And also, we're going to be talking about Jin because a lot of people are worried he is headed to Paris for the Fashion Week, and he's going to be there, and another person from New Jeans is actually going to be there. Okay, so I consulted a lawyer. This is the background. um, Min- Ador is actually a private company, so the shareholders are a HYBE that they own 80%, and then she owns 18%, and 2% is actually owned by former staffers of her former executives. And so it's a little puzzling that she would think that she can call the shareholders meeting and then for the decision to be overturned, considering 80% of that would be HYBE who wants her out. So why would she do this? But at the same time, I mean, if there's anything that we have learned from her, we should know that she's not doing things just because she wants to do it. It is not an exercise in futility. There is a game, a plan that we are not seeing. So I consulted the lawyer and knows several things. He doesn't know the entire story. So he kind of loosely follow it based on what I tell him and based on what he reads. But he's a lawyer and a damn good one. So he's very busy. So it just so happened that we're friends. So so I asked him some questions. He gave me possible plays or possible plans as to why Minheejin is actually calling for a shareholders meeting. Okay. Number one, I have to go here. Okay. Number one would be maybe she got some shareholders on her side that we don't know about. That's still a possibility. Um, of course, it's a small possibility, but still a big possibility. Maybe she was able to wiggle her way into high people, and you know, and then she feels confident that they're going to vote her back in. So that's one possibility. Second is that she's probably trying to bring attention to her dismissal and possibly negotiate a better severance package or terms of exit. So basically, what this is doing is her knowing that even though she may not get reinstated, but through this, maybe if she really believes that she was fired without grounds, maybe she can highlight those things. And as a concession, even if the shareholders agreement dismissal is actually valid because of the things that may be exposed during the general shareholders meeting, then she can negotiate for a better severance package. So that's a possibility. It's not that she thinks she's going to win. It's just that it's going to give her more money, um, or more leverage to negotiate a better severance package once she leaves the company, because she's going to lose 100 billion, so that's a lot of money. So in connection to that, maybe she wants to pressure Hybe into making concessions and renegotiating the terms, especially if there's a perception that the dismissal was unjust or could negatively impact the company's reputation or stock value. So there's also the other side of it, or one more option for her, is that if she keeps on causing trouble with Hybe, and the value of Hybe as a company, the reputation of Hybe actually goes down, maybe Hybe is just going to say, okay, just to end this, just to get you out of our hair, because we're so sick of you affecting our business, here is some money. It's not as much as 100 billion won, but here is something, just so we can all end it. So that's another play. So she just wants to, in other words, she wants to um, use her influence and her name and what she has already created to get more money out of Hype. So that's one. Second is that maybe this is actually in preparation for the future. She's looking to challenge the legality of the process of her dismissal to pressure the board if the reasons aren't justified or unpopular among shareholders. So the game is that she's not really looking for something that's now, like she probably knows this is it, this is the end. She's just laying the groundwork for future moves. So there, she probably wants to sue Hybe in the future for whatever reason, for money, for more money, and for even more money maybe, or to even release new genes to her, so that Hybe will be forced to release new genes. So one angle is that, okay, I am going to challenge everything that I can challenge, because the next point is actually connected. If there were contractual breaches or errors in how they handled her termination, a shareholders meeting could actually serve as a platform to highlight these issues, potentially leading to a legal action or arbitration where her minority stake could actually play a part or a role in her favor. So she's simply using this as a legal groundwork. If she can establish and if she can highlight or force something out of Hybe or out of any kind, any incident that would even indirectly or remotely prove that there was an error in the process, she's going to use that as a groundwork, as an evidence when she finally sues Hybe. So it's not that she wants to get reinstated, it's just that she wants to lay down the groundwork. Okay. That's the second. So lay down the groundwork. First is that she's leveraging her name to cause trouble and force HYBE into renegotiating her severance package. Second is that she's laying the groundwork for future moves, legal moves. And next is that she's probably, this is connected, she's positioning for future moves. By calling a meeting, she may be signaling her intent to fight the decision and possibly use that to bargain as a bargaining tool for better severance package, buyout, or other concessions. Okay. Next is that she is using it as a documentation tool for her opposition for future reference. As I've said, she knows that she's not going to be reinstated, but she wants everything on record. And a shareholders meeting would be on record, and it's going to be a public record. So if in that meeting she can look for 2 3 points that would prove that there was something wrong with the process, that HYBE was actually biased against her and they weren't fair. Everything is out in the open, everything will be documented, and she can use that as an evidence in court. Okay. Um, Next is that it could be just personal, it could also be personal branding. Possibly not the only reason, but it could also be personal branding. If there's a possibility of legal disputes, she's planning to start a new venture, then this could be a strategic move to position herself in the future. So if an investor is looking for somebody that can stand up on her own or whatever, then she is already positioning herself in the industry at large, that she's not someone that you can just push over, that she will fight back and that she'll do anything that it takes to get her way. Okay. And in relation to that, it could also be a PR play, which could also contribute to her future legal plans. Even if the votes aren't in her favor, this can serve as a platform to defend her reputation and raise concerns about how the company is being managed, influencing public and investor perception. So, as if you would remember, this move would be a part of a broader PR strategy to maintain her reputation or to influence public perception by taking her case directly to shareholders. So, if you would remember in her Kakao Talk message with the shaman, one of the things that the shaman mentioned is that she can actually take over HYBE or something like that. And she said, like, oh, I want that. Like, yeah, I do want that. So but then they also were planning to destroy HYBE. So this could all be a part of that play, that she is not going to, we know that she knows how to use PR and public opinion to destroy things. She's done it for, not that she succeeded, but she tried to do it for Islet. At least she caused some branding damage. Islet, Les Seraphim, Bang Shiyuk, and to a certain degree BTS. So she caused some disturbance. So maybe her play is that I am going to continue causing trouble until your investors lose confidence on you, and in one way or another they start feeling like you don't know what you're doing. Like, this is all in chaos. You can't stand up or win against a woman who is just new in her job as a CEO or something like that. So so in summary, it is to use her position so that she can cause trouble thereby. And if it's like, if she doesn't stop, it could just force HYBE to renegotiate her severance just to get rid of her. Second is that this is her chance to actually set some groundwork for future lawsuits that she's going to file. Next is that this is a PR play, which could also contribute to the first one, to destroying the brand of HYBE. So this is her move to either position herself as a strong, independent, competent CEO that will not stop until she gets her way, and that HYBE doesn't have what it takes to stand up against her. There now, but the very first one is that the dark horse, maybe she managed to actually go to one of the or several shareholders, and she's confident that she's going to vote in her favor. That's a remote possibility, but it's still a possibility. Okay. Do you have questions? Do know though that, as I've said, the lawyer doesn't really understand the entire case, other than what I tell him whenever we talk, or whenever he comes across my blog, or my YouTube channel, or my posts. So this is just more a general assessment, like based on his experience handling cases like this. I don't think they will not try to leave Hybe. They probably sue Hybe just to get, oh, for new jeans. It would be, I think it would be next level foolish for them to think that they can give Hybe an ultimatum in try and get Min Hee-jin back as a CEO, and that Hybe is just going to give in. I don't think I don't think that's in their head. That's incredibly stupid if you think that you can ask and then the company's just going to put her back. That's beyond stupid. I think they know that Hybe is not going to put her back in her position, and that they're just setting something on the ground because they want to sue and terminate her contract. Why will the shareholders meeting of private company be public? No, the documentations will be formal, right? And so that can be made public after all the lawsuits um, and the tarnish Min has brought to Hybe. Who in their right mind would hire Min? Well, look at it this way. A lot of people also thought that after the members of 50/50 sued Attract, people were saying that no one's going to get you, no one's going to trust you, because they know that you're somebody who can just sue their company. And look at them now, they have a new management company. Crazier things have happened. Does MHJ still have access to New Jeans? She's still a member of the board, but she refused to become a producer. um, yeah, so she still has access if she wanted, and she obviously has access. Okay, but the sexual harassment case that against Min Hee-jin, will it damage MA? I think so. I- yes, that, especially if we get more clarity on the issue once it progresses and more updates actually come out, it could damage her reputation. Can anyone call for a general meeting? In the U.S., it's anybody who owns 3% or more of the company. But remember, this is a private company, not a public company. Someone was asking me like, oh, if she calls for a general meeting, will how can as we all know, BTS members are shareholders of Hive. So we're asking like, can the boys vote? No, they can't because they are shareholders of Hive, not of Ador. Ador, the shareholder, the 80% ownership of Ador goes to Hive, and the boys are shareholders of Hive. Was New Jeans live in breach of contract? Okay, so let's go to that. Um, the New Jeans YouTube live is a breach of contract, and any lawyer that is worth their salt would know that, because it's New Jeans breached their contract, and Min Hee-jin breached her contract. She admitted in the live, Nujin said that nobody knew that they were going to do it. But then Min Hee-jin admitted that she knew that the girls wanted to do a press conference and she disagreed. But the girls pushed through with a statement on YouTube, not a press conference, but on YouTube. So the Min Hee-jin being a member of the board, her interest should have been towards Hybe. So she should have informed Hybe that she knew the girls were planning something, which she did not. And I, I guess she slipped and she admitted it was that she knew about it. The girls breached because you cannot open your own YouTube channel without the permission of Hybe. Also, you're not supposed to do anything that can pull the value of that pull down the value of your brand, and that pull down the value of their brand and the brand of Adore. Now, can they say, well, we did not know that that was the effect because we asked for, according to them, they asked Hybe for their demands and it wasn't met, and that's why they resorted to that. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So you can't kill somebody and tell the court that you didn't know. That's bad. That's not how that is not how it works. So especially because you're in the entertainment business and you're supposed to know what you're doing, and there are resources available to you if you want to consult people. So even if they say, oh, we didn't not know that that will affect our brand, that's not an excuse. So that is for sure breach of contract on New Jeans and breach of contract on Minhee Jin because she didn't inform HYBE. Now, there were speculations that the reason many publications and media companies in Korea were taking their articles down was because of that, because it was breach and they had to take it down for her. But it's already up. You don't think that somebody in HYBE is actually monitoring everything and screenshotting everything? They definitely know. When will the shareholders meeting take place? Well, that will be scheduled if the court approves. So she filed an injunction. She requested the court to require the shareholders meeting to take place. So she will first have to wait whether the court is going to approve. After that, they're going to schedule. Is there still a chance they cannot resign their contract with HYBE? How remote is that possibility? How remote is the let's do two things. How remote is the possibility that that their contract will be terminated? um as a company, if I were in their shoes, if I were in HYBE shoes, I will not allow that to happen because it's going to set a precedent. So then future idols and artists, even employees, can just say, oh, I can cause public trouble and ask for my contract to be terminated. So that I will not allow that to happen, even if I don't want them in my company anymore. I will do my very best to try and not terminate the contract. The other thing that could happen is how the court dealt with JYJ. So for those of you who are very young, um, 20 years ago, there was a case where the biggest boy band then, VBSK or TVXQ of SM, three of the members, they were a five-member group. Three of the members sued SM to terminate their contract because of unfair uh, revenue share, stuff like that. And the court decided that, yeah, the contracts are fair. Sorry, the contracts are unfair, and it's like 15 years or something like that. Okay, so the court said we're going to have to change things. However, you did sign a contract and they made an investment, and they can't just it's a legal thing, and that's the court that you're talking to. So what the court did is that, okay, you're out of SM Entertainment anymore. You can pursue your own activities with whoever you want, but you're gonna have to continue paying your contract with SM Entertainment, which is what they did. They finished paying only recently, and it was only recently that one of them, Jejong, I think, managed to appear in a TV show because SM Entertainment just banned them. So, so that's the first option. If I were HYBE, I will not. I will do everything and anything that I can to make sure that they are not going to be let go, at least not for free. In what circumstance will HYBE will they now can they force, yeah, I don't know of a world where they can just get their contract terminated without consequence, because that's also going to discourage a lot of investors, and the court has to be aware of that. They have to be conscious of that, that if this country continuously disadvantage investors, those with money, why would I even want to invest there? If I invest $5 million and the idol just feels like she doesn't want to do it anymore, I just lose my 5 million. That's not the kind of investment that I want to make. So I don't see a world where the contract will be terminated for free. That is bad business practice, yes. Jejo is so handsome. He is, yeah. I want to know what Hyde could do to reverse the situation. What do you mean? To reverse the situation back to MHJ? What would Hyde be inclined to blacklist New Jeans if they terminated their contract? Inclined? I don't think that's the game that they play, quite honestly. Much to my dismay. Because I kind of want them to do these things for example, they're not paying reporters. All agencies are doing it except them. So then reporters are going to people that are willing to pay them. SM Entertainment, Mini Jin. And at some point, like for example, for BTS, I wish they were just paying reporters so that nobody, because everybody just shut up because it's unfair anyway. If Hyde could provide valid evidence and show contract breach, can they get rid of MHJ without paying severance pay? Yes, they can if they can prove it. Which is, yeah, yes. The answer is yes. Is there a chance that MHJ gets the injunction again? There is always a chance. There's always a chance. Do you think now how big is the chance? I think it's slim. Which actually leads me to my next point. Hybe asked the court to approve their firing of MHJ and the termination of the shareholders agreement. So now the court, in essence, what they did is block any injunction attempt. If Min Hee Jin wants to stop the termination of the shareholders agreement, she's gonna have to counter sue. She can't do an injunction. Injunction is faster. That's the legal maneuver that they did. Aren't idle contracts have non-compete clauses? Not after 7 years. No. Do you see the bunny statement that they post on Nugent's gallery? No, I did not see. What did they say? I was asking because I've seen many people saying Hybe would do that. Do what? Block them from appearing in shows? I wish they're the kind of agency that does. They don't seem to be that kind. That is why Suga's situation was dragged. Yeah, because they weren't paying the reporters. Um, and I think they did this for a couple of months. What did they do a couple of months ago? This woman MHJ just turned out to be a real troublemaker in Pilipinas. She's Hybe have copyright of everything. Yes, they do have copyright of everything. Um, I think this is a misconception though. Just because I have copyright doesn't mean that others can't use the song. In other words, for example, this is just an example. I own the song Unchained Melody. I don't know. I own the rights over that song. It doesn't prevent other people from singing it and performing it. They can perform. It's just that I get paid. That's just the nature of the music industry. I can cover any song that I want. It's just that the owner gets paid. The Min Hee Jin, if the shareholders agreement is terminated, does that mean Ador no longer exists as an entity? No. Um, okay, another clarification because someone asked me about this. If Hybe, if Hybe was prevented by the court from terminating Min Hee Jin, how were they able to do it? They did it by having Ador fire her. The injunction decision of the court said that Hybe cannot fire Min Hee Jin. That's what they said. You can't fire her. Number one, according to your agreement, you're supposed to vote in her favor for 5 years. So you can't fire her. Second, there is no cost because she didn't damage Ador. She tried to, so she betrayed Hybe, but not Ador. And you're firing her as a CEO of Ador. You have no cost because she didn't damage Ador. She just tried to betray you. So what Hybe did, since they have majority, they own 80%, is that they replaced the board. So they took out every one of Minhijin's appointees and put their own, who ended up being the current CEO, the chief of HR, the current CEO of Ador, the chief of HR, and then the current CEO of HYBE, and I think the finance manager. So three people, or all appointed by HYBE. So they're now Ador board. And then it was the board of Ador who fired her. That's how they went around the decision. Now, it was actually the statement of the CEO of HYBE when he responded to the injunction is that he is sad that Min Hee Jin couldn't accept the decision of Ador when she was crying for the independence of Ador, which I thought was smart. Do you know if the status of Shakatak, and no, I don't know. That's a very hard thing to prove. They're gonna have to have legal ownership of the song. What is going to happen to New Jeans if they refuse to follow the new CEO? They That's insubordination. If the CEO, if somebody, this is in any corporate setting, if you report to someone and that someone asks you to do something and you plainly refuse, that's insubordination. They can get fired, but they can sue you as well. So no earnings for you. Sorry. Hybe is doing. It's too fast. Um, Hybe new CEO said it best. Hybe is a company that follow. Yes, they follow the rules. But now New Jeans action is. Hybe was so petty with the line about independence of Ador. It was. Yeah. It was polite petty. Correct. Or I'd say they were being a smartass. Which they don't do often. New Jeans played with fire and got burned. Okay, so last is that you guys were worried about Jin being in Fashion Week because I think Canny is there or someone there, Harriet, one of the new girls of New Jeans. And I just want to remind everybody that if there's any one of the things that we all as armies love about the boys is that they're always very polite, very kind, very cordial, very accommodating. So I have absolutely no doubt that Jin is going to be a perfect gentleman. And he would know his boundaries. He would know he if there is a chance for them to work, I'm sure that he's going to do his darnest best to make her feel comfortable. I'm sure that he is going to do his best to protect her from whatever if he is in that opportunity. That's one. So, but also I do trust the people around Jin, and I'm sure that they will never put Jin in a situation that will be compromising, that Jin will be uncomfortable in. They will do their best to make sure that Jin has his moments, and they will make sure that they will not take away from the moment of the girl as well. Uh, we may not currently the people that are with Hani or whoever that girl is with Jin, they're currently the ones that are hired by the current management. So I think let's trust Jin. Let's know that he is a mature man. He knows what he's doing. He's very polite. He will know what to do. And the people that are around him will also know how to protect him. Yes, Jin is very, very professional. So let's not doubt that. Although I do understand that I am worried. Although I sound calm, I am worried because I don't ever want them to say, "Oh, Jin did this," and that we don't want that. So we're just gonna have to just not just trust Jin, but also trust the people around Jin. If they leave, what can they take with them? Name branding these songs. If the entire group leaves and it is on the basis and if the court favors Hybe, then everything will remain with Hybe. The only time they can take the brand with them is if the entire group leaves the company after the 7 years. That's the only time the court can compel the company to sell the brand. And that's to sell. It's not for free. The Hybe can give it for free if they want, but usually that is paid. So like for JYP, when God7 left, JYP just gave the brand name to Got7, and he gave it to them for free. That is because he decided to do it, but he could have asked the group to pay. But the court can compel them to sell, basically. If Ador is a private company, why couldn't have just simply dissolved it? I have no idea on how corporations or operate in this level. Um, well, they still have new genes, so it's not easy to just close a company. You're gonna have to pay a lot of people. You're gonna have to pay contracts. The company signs so many contracts for them, so you can't just say, "Okay, Ador is not here anymore." There's a lot of things that you need to do. A problem with toxic, who will drag Jin for any action. Yeah, yeah. But as I've said, we need to trust not just Jin but also the people around Jin. I'm worried that they might make up stuff, so it's better for Jin to stay away from her. I am sure that Jin will know how to act, that he has been briefed as well. I'm sure this is part of the briefing, and I'm sure that the big hit people will take care of Jin. Who's talking Jin hates Hype? Who? Jin hates Hype? No. Profitable new jeans with 5% and 7% profit. I think their overall contribution is like 3%. New jeans need help from therapists. Yeah. But as I've said in my last live, you will not make them understand that at this stage because they're so brainwashed. They were groomed since they were kids. I mean, they were underage when Min Hee Jin actually took them in. If Jin runs to her, he will be professional. Yes, I'm sure. What evidence that new genes said they have on high mistreatment do you think they have? Could they use it for court? If they so the only thing that they mentioned there is when the manager of some group, which was never named, told apparently the group to ignore her. But from what I've heard, although I did not see the actual article, from what I've heard on Twitter, because it's the a very reliable place to get your interviews from. So what I saw from Twitter is that somebody actually said that the Hive actually reviewed the tape, the CCTV, and they saw the two groups greeting each other, and so they have no way of proving that she's right. I think what she was expecting is that for Hive to just take her word for it. Stockholm syndrome, yes, they're so brainwashed. They can't until they grow up and stay away from Minheejin. If New Jeans goes there will be no under Hype, I think. Um, for a time, Source Music didn't have anybody, and they remain Source Music. I know that they have trainees. Hype in general has a lot of trainees. They can always put a new group there. Minheejin has groomed New Jeans to think they cannot survive without her. Yes, I think that is the biggest proof that these girls weren't raised right, for them to think that they are only successful if and only if Min Hee-jin is with them. This is just my opinion, but I think the proper attitude is that we will continue to fight for Min Hee-jin, but we will also prove that we are successful because it's us, it's the five of us. I remember Jin, I guess for armies, remember when they were about to break up 2018, when they were thinking of breaking up, and it was Jin who came forward and said, F the media, F whatever, F the company. This is about the seven of us. That's the attitude that you want. You want the group to say, we are successful because of us. So if I think the healthy mindset is for them to say, okay, we will continue to fight for our CEO, but we will prove to everybody that we are the best group in Hype. That's the healthy mindset. That's how you know, okay, I raised them right. We've investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. Um, After this video and uh, threat made by New Jeans to Hybe and Banshiyo, can it be held against them? Yeah, it's breach. Min Hee Jin should have informed Hybe because she's still a board member, and uh, New Jeans themselves shouldn't have done that because it was going to damage their IP. Ador needs to start developing other acts. True, New Jeans feeling they're the center of the universe is not good for them. And also not having BTS there for the last 2.5 years or 2 years. When you don't have that big shadow looming over you, you feel like The sunshine of the world is all in you, all for you. Big Hit made BTS, BTS made Big Hit, Big Hit, BTS made Hype. Yep, I agree. New Jeans was so disrespectful to Bang. Yeah, so I was told by a Korean friend that the language they used was disrespectful. They did not address him properly in the statement that they read. I hate the fact that bunnies are encouraging the girls, throwing everything away from Jin. Then most of them are very young. They don't really understand. New Jeans knows that they were doing what they were doing. I think so. They knew. I really thought that New Jeans were sweet, humble girls, but after watching their live, Jin for sure know how to have to stay a low profile. I don't want him to keep a low profile though. No, I'm sure he knows how to act uh, in front of her, with her around. I'm sure. His are Jin. He's the oldest of BTS. Young will do it. They were very rude in their statements. They were. They also didn't address the new CEO properly. Yes, all the adults that they addressed, except for Min Hee Jin, they did not address properly. Imagine telling your boss to stay in your lane and do your job. J Hope is coming. Yes, so 34 days, 33. They didn't address the new CEO respectfully either. Yeah, Jin is very honest though. You can be honest and still be polite, right? You can be honest and still be polite, and that is what he will be. You can be honest and still be a gentleman. So that's what he's going to be. Hobie is coming. We need our Hope back as soon as possible. Yeah. we need him to go on tour. It's just Jin is 30-year-old man. He knows how to behave. He knows how to behave. Agree. Are the Koreans on their side? No, the public opinion is very much on against them now, especially after what New Jeans did. Because as I've said, this is something, you know how the value of respect is very important in Korean society. And since they were very disrespectful and they were giving somebody an ultimatum, so the general consensus is that they are rude and that they were arrogant in what they did. It is so sad because three of them became idols because of BTS, and then they do this. Well, they haven't said anything against BTS yet. HYBE will continue with New Jeans because they want those bunny bones. Yeah, they bring in a lot of money, and they invested in that. I mean, if I'm the investor, that you're my investment. Well, why will they let you go just like that? What is Jin doing? He's going to the fashion week, and one of the members of New Jeans will be there as well. Koreans are not on New Jeans side. Yes. Have New Jeans lost Bunny since their live? That I'm seeing a lot of comment online where a lot of bunnies are actually sort of just I don't know how to defend this group anymore. It's more than usual. More than usual. Having mature older members in the group was a big factor that BTS remained to be humble. Yes, the younger ones listened to them. Correct. Um, they were mature. I think the advantage is that the older members were mature already. They were adults, but also that they were very, very raised solidly by their parents. I remember RM telling this story when he ran away from BTS from Big Hit. He met with his dad, and his father said that I could take you in anytime, of course, but you are going to blame me if I don't ask you to go back. And I just felt that was one of the most mature thing a parent can actually tell their child. Like if I can take you back, I will take care of you, I'll bring you back home, I will be there for you every morning, I will serve you hand and foot because you're my child. But I also know that into the future, you're going to blame me, you're going to blame yourself. So much as it hurts because your situation is difficult, I'm going to have to ask you to go back and bear it one more time. I think that was a because that's not an easy thing to do for parents out there. If there is anyone there, that's not an easy thing to do. For you to watch your child sacrifice a lot just because you know they have to do it. Otherwise, they will hate you and they will hate themselves. That's a hard thing to do, but but his father is just as smart as he is. For his father to say that, I will never ever forget that when he told that story. When his father told him, "If I take you back now, you're going to blame me and yourself in the future. So you have to go back." Jin and J Hope will carry Hybe till all the boys return. They will. They will. I don't think Min Hee Jin want take girl with her. Um, I think she wants to take them given several circumstances. One would be that she will not have to pay for the contract. Someone else has to do it. That's a loving father that trusts his son. A loving, mature, wise father. Smart, intelligent. BTS boys have responsible parents who remain to be low key. Yeah, that's another thing that I admire about the BTS family, about their parents. We don't hear from them. We have to go to their cafe, just see them. Don't be surprised if Min Hee-jin launches another attack on the company within hours after the video release. I'm sure that because the other thing is that J Hope is about to return, right? So there is the album of Jin coming, and then J Hope coming back. I'm sure that there are plans to do more noise, to create more noise, because they want to spoil those two things: J Hope's return and Jin's album. I got shocked at what New Jeans did, the audacity to bite off the head. Yeah, that is why RM became the leader that he is. Yeah, he was raised right. He was raised right for sure. I doubt any company would take them. Nobody would want a group that is so problematic to them. Yeah, true, Jaden. But then, as I've said, 50-50 found a company after suing the holy hell out of their company. So crazier things have happened. BTS is very special like that. It's unusual. Bang PD saw that too. Yep. Another one of the best advices I've ever heard a company give their artist is to seek your own counsel. You don't hear that, not even here. They're like, no, believe us. We know what we're doing. But Big Hit was like, no, go ahead. Go look for your own lawyer. J Hope's parent and sister are awesome. I subscribe to her sister on YouTube. Me too. Me too. After the backlash. Also, if you would observe, all of the parents of uh, BTS are actually professionals. That like they have their own thing going. They have their own work. For example, J Hope's father is a lit professor, and he actually said it is a literature teacher. So they have their own thing going. That I think that's also part of the maturity of how they dealt with the fame and the struggles of BTS, because they kind of know they're also all are working. New Jeans are loyal kids. I'm sure many companies will take them as long as the kids are respectful. Are they respectful? But the new 50-50 is new members, 7 to 8 months when jobs. No, the old members got a new company. The ones that continued with the lawsuit, they have a new company. The three that were left behind. After all, BTS and PD Bang building the big hit together. Have New Jeans ever confirmed an official group leader? Minji. They actually announced her as the leader. I think she has least exposure. She's my bias, by the way. And she has least exposure. Put New Jeans in Big Hit and they'll begin to understand. RM's dad is an engineer. Yeah, in an oil company. New Jeans and Min Hee-jin are packaged. What company wants that package? New Jeans. New Jeans is not on their own. BTS is great role model for all upcoming artists. Their journey, how they look at that. Yeah. Army made a special song for RM. Reminds me what you said about him. Oh, they made a special. I did not know about that. Hype should not invest in New Jeans too much though. Do you have any? Didn't Ador's board? I'm looking for questions. What is your prediction for the future of New Jeans? Oh wow. Um, I think everything that's happening right now is going to stunt their growth. I do think my crystal ball is telling me that it's going to work out, that they are going to have to stay with Hybe because will have no choice. I think it's going to stunt their growth. But do understand they are very, very popular and they will continue to become popular. Um, they have as many supporters as they do haters. So they will continue to bring money to whatever company they end up in. It's just that this is going to stunt their growth a little bit. So another thing is that I think it's more their musical taste. I think they do need to evolve. They're producing the same kind of music for 2 years now. It's starting to be boring. I think they need to evolve. I only know 50-50 because of Cupid. They have new songs right now? Yes. So the old one of the old members stayed with the company and they formed a new group around her. They released a new song, and then the other three that went through with the lawsuit found a new company. So it's possible for New Jeans to leave Hive for free. I really don't see that happening. No, I do not see that happening. Do you think Hive will put them in career limbo? No. No. People understand that this is a business venture for Hive. And they know that New Jeans can make money. Why are they going to freeze an asset that can make them millions? They will not do that. Like training housing, can Hive charge New Jeans like training housing? No, they can't do that. You can't. You can you once once a new rule has been implemented, you can't go back to the old. If you know what I mean, you can't go back to the old. You're just gonna have to push through with the new one. What is your interpretation of RM's written letter? That's a new post altogether. Their personal growth has already been stunted by Minheejin. True. I'd rather hype up other hype girl groups who are not problematic. Oh, have you seen Lesser FM's performance? My God, those girls are ready. I said this in my Patreon reaction video that I think I should stop this, right? That when Lesser FM or Lesser FM was launched, I was one of those who were a little, I doubted the concept. I felt like this is not going to work. And then they had initial success in the beginning, but it was like they weren't the most successful. They would be as successful, but not the most successful. And then I started seeing them in the Western market, and I started understanding what Bang Shiyuk was envisioning. And now I understand. Like, okay, now I understand your concept, what you're trying to do. Didn't mean Heejin produced layover. What's the relationship between them? I think she was the visual director. She wasn't really the producer of the whole album of uh, V. I also wouldn't worry about it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that V is somebody that anybody would want to work with because he's just an amazing artist. He's an amazing person. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but it seems obvious that he's an amazing person. So I'm sure that Min Heejin enjoyed working with him, and I'm sure that V extended respect, gave him a great time working with him, did his best. But I also know that V is very, very loyal to his family, to his brothers. So I'm sure that just because he worked with her doesn't mean that that severed his relationship with the group. Absolutely not. It was one chapter of his life and they created something good. By the way, I am not questioning that Min Jin is a good creative director. Not at all. But she also hit jackpot with V because he's just a natural. I mean, you can put V anywhere and he's going to make anything great. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. I don't think if the two are talking, I doubt it. But if the two are talking, I'm sure V is just being a good human being, right? This is somebody that you worked with, and this is somebody that you know you will see in the future. Um, you will see, encounter in the future. So I'm sure that he's just. But I don't. We don't even know if they're in contact. So I wonder if Min Heejin tried to brainwash V when he worked with her. I don't think he can. Come on, don't underestimate our boys. They are strong of mind. They're very very smart. Smart. They know what they are doing. So Min Heejin is expertise in marketing, not music creative, art basically. Yeah. The live was rudely conducted. Yeah, they did not use any honorifics addressing people like Bang Shiyok and the new CEO. Why not Seraphim, right? If they're respectful, kind girls, I hope they get more projects. I think this is the start of, of Sarah's international venture. We haven't nothing to worry about. We love him. Of course, as I've said, anybody would have wanted to work with V. And I'm sure that during that working relationship when they were making the album, V was very kind, respectful. I'm sure that she had a great time. I'm sure she learned a lot from him. I think he learned something from her. So why is Namjoon getting a lot of negative comments lately? Because of the word, the paved the way. He was just telling the truth. Okay, we have about 5 more minutes. Do you have more questions? On the producer credit for layover, Ador is listed. Is Nugene stays with HYBE? Can they handle it maturely? If Nugene stay with HYBE, can they handle it maturely? Well, they have to be. I think they just need to decompress the girls. That's one. They need to give them some time to be exposed to other world outside of Minheejin because that's the only thing they know. The Minheejin isolated them. Needed V, not the Minheejin. According to Elaine, which I agree, Minheejin needed V, not the other way around. Yeah. I wish Minheejin had done better by Minheejins. Do you think anyone will ever hire Minheejin after this? Yeah, I think so. They need to. I mean, she's still good with what she's doing as an artist. She definitely has a vision. And if there are parents that are willing to trust their kids to Yang Yun Suk, there will be parents that will be willing to trust their kids. And I shouldn't be laughing at that. I'm sorry. That was bad. I'm sorry. That was just my mistake. I shouldn't have laughed. But that is the reality. If there are people that are still willing to trust people like with criminal records, she doesn't have a criminal record yet, and she created a very successful group. Hope Hyde can take more care of their artist health, and Hype and not rested for so long. You know, Gillian. So this is a misconception for a lot of groups, but actually, Hybe is one of those companies that actually listen to their artists when it comes to resting. So remember when, well, Big Hit themselves, when they were at BTS was at the cusp of international fame. And Bang Shiyuk's concern was to give them a vacation. And it was them who actually rejected it. And TXT also went on record saying that it was their decision to actually continue working. SM would hire her again. Could be. Jail time for MHJ. Oh my gosh, through no need to apologize. That is true. Okay. I shouldn't have laughed. I mean, these are kids we're talking about. NJ need a break. New Jeans need a break. They are on a break, I believe. In the end, do you think Min Hee-jin was worth it? No, absolutely not. If they stay in HYBE, company should give therapy to the girls. I think they're gonna try and do that. They'll find their way. I have a feeling that at some point in the future they're going to accord as per Yunjin of Lesser of Him. There's a law in the universe. Have you heard that thing that she said? There's a law in the universe that it's easy to spread hate and to be pragmatic and be sly and all, but there's a law in the universe that the truth, that what is true and what is right and what is just will have the last laugh in the end. And I believe that. Why did 50-50 parents do such unwise things, as it seems New Jeans families also have? I think a lot of this is new. This kind of things that are happening, they're new. And so parents are not necessarily educated as well when it comes to the industry. And since there are a lot of young trainees, underage trainees, of course, the parents get involved as they should. But since they don't get training, they don't get education. also get lost. Which this should start a conversation on how parents should also be educated, and this should start a conversation on how parents and their children should not be allowed to sign a contract unless they consult their own lawyer. I think that should be regulated. That should be on the law. They should actually make that a legislation. When does the girls I'm a child, I did not know any better card run? That's a hard question to answer. I'm giving, I'm trying my best to understand it from the point of view of new genes because they have been uh, brainwashed for so long. They've been groomed. So Hyde needs to let new genes pay their penalty and get out. That is what I would prefer. Many idols' parents in the past took advantage of their idol son daughter's money. Do you think this is part of Indonesians? No, they seem to be very well paid. Now we don't know what if the girls are handling their own money or giving it to their parents. But for Ador, she's paying. That's one of the reasons the girls love her. They're well paid. She pays them well, as they should. I mean, I'm happy for them, and every idol should be paid like that. Can Hyde freeze their account? Delete? No, and I doubt Hyde will do that. Only one girl is 16. Still sad. Yep. And Jay need to go. Okay. It's actually over an hour. So do you have any other questions you want me to answer? I'm sure it's Friday afternoon. I'm sure a lot of you want to go out, have fun with your friends, have dinner with your family. From a business perspective, I would keep them for the duration of the contract. I if I would do, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. They should have Yunjin talk to them. Yunjin is a very smart woman. She's actually my bias in Le Seraphim, the Seraphim. I always mispronounce it. Le Seraphim. She's my bias, and then my bias record is Sakura. Greed parents, yes. Take care. Have a good weekend. You too. It's 2:30 a.m. here. Thank you for doing this. Oh, thank you for being here. Me too. I appreciate your take on these things. Well, I hope I provided some clarity. I'm sure a lot more things will come out next week. So I'm also looking for the sweet spot as to when I can do a live that will be attended by most people. Yunjin are army, though Sakura is an angel. Yes. Jungkook, I'm still next week. Yes, I'm watching. I hope you guys are watching. All right, my dog is waiting for me. It's his playtime. So thank you so much for being with me. Send in your questions. If you have suggestions, topics that you want me to cover, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. Bye. Happy weekend.